All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful light preachers, word and truth and sincerity. Founded by the Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another video to edify. And I'm gonna label this one, the Lord has opened his armory, right? On the screen you see the article, it says global military spending rose. Military spending rose by 2.4 trillion in 2023 study. It says military spending is soaring across the globe with particularly large increases recorded in Europe, the Middle East, Asia. It says according to a new report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute on Monday, it says total global military expenditure was up 6.8% in real terms last year, reaching an all-time high of 2.4 trillion. The figure makes the steepest year-on-year increase since 2009. The report shows, with the top three spenders last year being the United States, China, and Russia. The U.S., which spends more on defense than any other nation, ramped up expenditure by 2.3%. That's 916 billion. Representing 68% of the total NATO military spending. Now, if that's 68%, the scriptures talk about him that lifted himself up in his brigandine. So America is literally, the scriptures are showing you, and what's going on in the world is showing you who is Esau Edom, who is Babylon the Great, just by the actions, man. It says China allocated an estimated 296 billion to its military in 2023. With an increase of 6% from 2022. The country accounted for half of the total military expenditure across Asia and Oceania. The report indicated that the Ukraine conflict has led to an increase in spending not only by Kiev and Moscow, but also by a whole host of European countries. Russia's outlays rose 24% to an estimated 109 billion in 2023, according to SIPRI. It says the country's spending on its armed forces made up 16% of the total government budget. In its military spending as a share of gross domestic product was 5.9%. Ukraine was the 8th largest spender in 2023 after a surge of 51% to 64.8 billion. SIPRI noted that the country also received 35 billion in military aid, with most of it coming from the U.S., meaning the combined aid spending equaled over 9/10 of Russia. You see? And it goes on to go into some of the other countries. We're in a time of war, right? When you go back to Ecclesiastes. Just get that real quick. To everything is Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right? Now I'm going to jump down. It says, where is it at? Yeah. In verse 8, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. We're past the time of peace. Right? We're past the time of love. All the love is gone. Remember, the scriptures talk about, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. We're in the time now where the love of many is waxing cold. When you really look at how things are going on earth, the love of many is waxing cold. So we're no longer in the time of love. We're in the time of hate. We're in the time of war. And that's why military spending is up now. We get some precepts, and Lord will, this all be edifying. This is Joel 3. I think I'll try to remember to put this article in the description. It says, beat your plowshares. I'll start at 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Right? The military spending by all these countries. You're talking about Asia was an exporter of goods. You're talking about Europe was big on exporting fashion items. You're talking about the Middle East was big on exportation of spices. So all these countries that are gearing up, even Russia was one of the biggest and still is one of the biggest global producers of grain, Ukraine being one of them too. But all these nations are spending their money on what? War material. So they're beating those plowshares into swords and the pruning hooks into spears. All the agriculture is starting to turn into war. It says, let the weak say, I'm strong. And some of yourselves come ye all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. There to cause thy mighty ones to come down on Yahweh. You see? So this thing is being prepared. War is here. War is here, man. It's just a matter of time till we see how severe it is. And we don't even have to wait that long for that, because what's going on in the world now, we see that this thing is heating up. Ezekiel 21:9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus say Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. That's why everybody's spending money. They're perfecting their militaries. They're gearing up their instruments of war, because there's a battle that the Lord has declared. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? The contempt the rod of my son is at every treat. So this isn't a time for mirth. Right? That sword is being sharpened. When somebody sharpens his sword, they're planning to do something with it. There's a reason why all these countries are coming up with new military equipment. There's a reason why North Korea is testing nuclear missiles and not warning nobody. There's a reason why Russia is coming out with all their stuff, and why every country is buying S-400 missile systems. Right? It says, verse 11, it says, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. You see, the sword is sharpened and is furbished that it may be given into the hand of the slayer. Right? There's a purpose for this sword, that it may be used. It says, cry how, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, because it is a trial. And what if the sword contemneth even the rod? It shall be no more, say Yahweh, the Most High. Right? Say Yahweh power. Right? This is what's being prepared, man. War, instruments of war, judgment, death, destruction. Right? You can't push these things away. And there's nothing that you can do on this side, right, that's going to protect you from these things, but serve the Lord. Do it in righteousness. This is Jeremiah 50:25. It says, I might have to start up. Yeah, I'll start up. It says, go up against the land of Merathaim, which I believe Merathaim, means double straights, or bitter. I believe Merathaim means bitter. Let me get that. Marathayim, and it means double rebellion, right? So I was wrong. The word Marathiah means double rebellion. And what place is known for double rebellion? America. Right? Here it is. The Lord said a man isn't supposed to be with another man, but this place promotes it throughout the earth. Here it is. Women are supposed to be above men, but women test men all day. Here it is. America, right? Children are supposed to be in order, and America teaches the children to be against the people and against their parents, against the aged. This is all backwards, man. It says, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. I wonder what that Pekod means, man. I never looked that up. Where is it at? Pekod. And it means what? Visitation. Right? And against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, say Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. Military spending up like how it is, 6-7%, almost 7% military spending up globally. You're talking about global GDP. The amount of money that shuffles around with that, military spending is up for 7%, right? That's the sound of battle in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And the way Babylon is going to become a desolation is everybody's gearing up. And they're all going to turn against Babylon the Great, America. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware, it says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh hath opened his armory, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. See, this is the Lord's work. For all these nations to open up the armories, because that's the Lord's armory. The Lord is the one who ruleth in the kingdom of man. He controls all situations. It says, come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. You see, the day of the Lord is coming, and the time of the wicked fucking heathens' visitation is coming, man. It's Isaiah 13. And 4, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh hosts mustered the hosts of the battle. They come from a far country, talking about the missiles from the end of heaven, even Yahweh in the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Well, they're spending money on these weapons of indignation, these tanks, these missiles, and ultimately the chief of the weapons of indignation are the missiles, the ICBM nuclear missiles. Those things that the scriptures talk about, where the punishment is going to come upon those, where their eyes shall melt away in their holes, and their tongue shall melt away in their mouth. The only thing that has the power to do that are thermonuclear missiles, man. Right? It says, verse 6, it says, how ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pains and sorrow shall take hold on them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, Yahweh, behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinner thereout of it. You see, this is that day that the Lord created, to destroy the sinner out of it. But what is he doing first? Letting everybody spend their money on buying their sticks, right? International sticks, right? Zephaniah 3. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, say Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. See, all the earth is going to be devoured with the fire of the Lord's jealousy. And it's the Lord's, right? It's the Lord's determination to gather these nations for that. They can burn this place up, man. Ended on this, Isaiah 34. And 1, it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. It says, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. And he had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood." Going into the absolute destruction of Babylon the Great, it says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved." Remember 2 Peter's 3rd chapter, where it talks about the elements shall melt with fervent heat, right? That dissolving comes through that day that's going to burn as an oven. "And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll," talking about the mushroom cloud that the thermonuclear missiles are going to leave behind. "And all the hosts of heaven shall fall down as a leaf falleth from a vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come upon Idumea. It shall come down upon Idumea, and that sword that's going to be bathed is those missiles. And upon the people of my curse to judgment," right? And the people of the Lord's curse to judgment. It's talking about Esau, because when you go back to Deuteronomy 28, starting at the 15th verse, it tells you that, starting at the first verse, all those blessings that were supposed to go to the Israelites. So it wasn't our job to be cursed. That was Esau. It says, "The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is the fat of lamb. It is the fat, so like it is made fat with the fatness, and with the blood of the lambs, of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh had the sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of the Idumeans." See, this is what the Lord has prepared. Right? So the reason why all this military spending is going on is because what the Lord is getting ready to sit here and use these things through the heathen. Shalom.